Just a brief introduction of myself. My name is Jesse Garuti. I'm a project manager at Manafort Brothers. I'm a 2000 graduate of the UConn Civil and Environmental program. I have to say I actually really enjoyed the program there. It was challenging and rewarding at the same time. And just a brief history of our company, Marisa, if you want to switch to the next slide. If you guys are from Connecticut, it's possible that you guys have heard of our company. We've been around for just over 100 years. We started in 1919. The company was started by actually my great-grandfather, James Manafort, which was taken over by my grandfather and his three brothers. And through the years, we started out as a demolition company and worked our ways into all aspects of construction. We now are probably one of the leading contractors in New England. We do, if you'll switch over to the next slide, please. Our primary focuses that we do are demolition, concrete work, site work, heavy highway work, and general contracting. But what I've listed here is a list of all of the subcategories that we do in there, as well as demolition. We do nuclear facilities, asbestos abatement, lead abatement, site remediation, contaminated water. As far as site excavation or civil construction, we're doing just general excavation, site clearance, sheeting and shoring, rock drilling. We do cast in place concrete, precast concrete. We do heavy highway improvements, DOT rehabilitation. Chances are, if you drove over a bridge in Connecticut, we're probably slowing down your progress right now with some of the bridge rehabilitation that we're doing. Utility installation, paving, sidewalks, landscaping, waste removal, and recycling. With our experience in the industry and with my personal experience with UConn, we put together a plan of how we can work with the seniors to give them a real life experience as part of their senior design project. And if you want to flip to the next slide, we can kind of highlight that. I apologize, I'm one slide ahead here. So this is just kind of a couple of highlights of some of the jobs that we've done here. You can see there's some of the site work, some of the demolition, some of the road work, etc. Just highlighting a couple of our projects. But flipping to the next slide, what we tried to do is we tried to create as real life of a scenario as we could for the students and give them an opportunity to experience what it's like to estimate a project, going through a public bid process, a competitive bid process, and then seeing where they would have ended up in that public bid process, and then go ahead and get the job up and running. So what we did is we actually took a project that Manafort Brothers had completed up at UConn. It was improvements on campus. So it was an opportunity for the students to walk around the site, take a look at some of the work that was actually done. But we provided them the actual bid documents that we worked from. They had to go through and physically understand what those documents entailed, understand what the scope of work was, perform the quantity takeoffs, develop crew structures, and price the aspects of the project. And what we ended up doing, because it was a public bid opening, that information was public information. We took that information and simulated a public opening, and the students were actually able to see where they would have fared in a real world scenario. That was the first semester, and then in the second semester of it, they got the job up and running, putting together resource loaded schedules, material submittals, work plans, and I think it was a good experience. I think everybody got a rewarding challenge in them, and I will say that I was quite proud of the team that we put together. So just an example of one of the ways that UConn will challenge you and present to you, real world scenarios that you can work through. So, and if you go to the next slide, it was just kind of a tail end tidbit there of just, we're always working with the different colleges, trying to work from the senior classes with either with the internships or the senior design programs to hopefully bring new blood into the Manafort family here. And I don't know if anybody has any specific questions with respect to what we did in our senior design program, but I'm available to help you guys out.
So I do want to add that, the construction industry is doing really, really well, and, it's a very promising field. So if you're interested in civil engineering and doing the minor in construction management is really, I would highly recommend that.
If I could just add to that, when I graduated from UConn, they did not have a minor in construction management. I was fortunate where I came from a construction family, but having a degree in engineering and having a minor in construction management is a huge advantage in this industry and something to definitely consider if you're looking to go that route.
Yeah. Thank you.